nakuha ko lahat yon sa mentor ko. So, ang laking bagay sa akin ng mentorship. Yung training talaga from paano kausapin ng crew, paano kausapin ng director, when to speak, when not to speak.
I don't want to work with her kasi I don't think magaling siya. Versus, nahihiya akong utusan siya. At least, they acknowledge na you're good.
First day, ang location namin, Cruz Naligas.
Okay.
Sa may UP.
Okay.
First day talaga, masusunog yung buong
lugar.
Kasi,
so that's the scene, masunog yung...
ng night effect.
Okay.
So, sabi ko talaga.
First day at work, no? So, susunugin yung talaga ba?
So, yung team ko who stuck with me, talagang sobra akong thankful kasi talagang hanggang sa dulo, walang iwanan to, parang ganon.
Hello everyone, we're here for another episode of Let's Go Podcast. Today we have a very special guest. She's one of the most celebrated, most awarded cinematographers in the industry. We all love her. We all want to work with her. Her name is Director Shane Sarte.
Thank you, Direk. Thank you for having me. Hindi ako sure dun sa most celebrated.
I think you're one of the most celebrated directors. Okay,
you.
Direk. Kamusta? How are you? How are you doing recently? How are you doing? 2025, is it a good year? Is it a good start for you?
Yeah, okay naman, Direk. I recently came from an MMFF film. So, of course, last year pa yon. Pero nag-extend up till the start of 2025. Ito yung The Kingdom na entry sa 50th edition ng MMFF. So, yun, Direk. So, medyo may spillover pa siya ng 2025. So, yeah, ganda nung start ng 2025 naman.
Ganda.
I think sa'yo din, Direk.
Yeah, okay naman. Okay naman 2025. Good start naman.
Yes.
When did we film? I think we filmed, what was that?
Latter part.
Parang latter part last year, di ba?
2024.
Pero I think a couple of projects spilled over to January, and then now things are starting to pick up. So that's good also, di ba? Everyone knows naman na, you're doing films and advertising sometimes also, di ba? Pero in terms of weight ba, like, when you say 100% amount of work, anong mas maraming number of work for you? Like, you have more films ba? Or you have more advertising projects? Anong mas marami in terms of...
In terms of volume, Direk, I see myself more sa advertising. Dito rin kasi ako nag-start. So, a little history lang. From college kasi, I'm from De La Salle University, Com Arts Department. From there kasi direct, nag-advertising na ako. Nag-ad agency ako eh. Yun ang first work ko. So, AE ako.
Okay.
Yung mga naka-B.
Right.
So, nag-AE ako. I was a junior AE. That's the start of my career. Yun ang ano ko. Just from the time na kumbaga nag-graduate ako ng Saturday. Saturday usually ang March na ako. Monday, first day ko sa ad agency. Tapos hindi ako nag-stop since then. I haven't stopped.
So at least you had that Sunday to rest. Diba? That one day.
Wala na unemployed.
Correct. So parang, how long have you been unemployed? One day. Diba? So you started right away and then...
So advertising ako and then 1 year and then after nag-PA ako, PA and PM sa isang production house. Advertising pa rin.
Okay.
And then after nag-mall fund ako for 1 year and then nag-apprentice. Sorry, medyo nag-ganon.
Yeah,
pero
to
answer your question, kaya I think mas marami akong... Pero yun, nandun ako sa dalawa direct.
Correct.
Feature films and advertising.
Okay.
Pero mas marami lang
work actually kasi
somehow.
Parang in terms of timeline, it's really hard to do a couple of films in 1 year also versus shoot advertising projects in 1 year, di ba?
I think so. Pero may mga friends ako na DOPs na talagang
correct.
may ganun silang skill set na kaya talaga nila.
Correct.
Yun,
okay. So, what made you decide na, I'll leave the agency na and then I'll work with the production team? Ano nangyari? Like, was there an experience na parang, sarap mag-film Parang...
Direct, nung college kasi talaga, specifically nung nagtithesis ako na yung nag-ooperate ng camera. But ang kumbaga parang start ko, I didn't come from a family na, photographer yung tatay or hindi ganun. Family of lawyers kami.
Okay.
But, yung mom ko in the 80s was a very active siya being a talent. Nung panahong yon, ang tawag is commercial model.
Yeah. Oh, correct. Hindi pa talent before.
Hindi, commercial model.
Yeah,
so, mami ko, I would say mabenta siya that time. So, prep ako, grade, prep, 6 years old. Nasa set na ako ng isang commercial shoot. I remember Filmex.
Yes.
Ang director, syempre hindi ko na makilala that time kasi bata pa ako. Pero, parang later on, I would learn that it was with Direk June Urbano.
Okay.
Yun yung parang suki ng director ng mom ko. So ganon. So may ganon akong kamulatan. But then, of course, doon time na yun, totally wala pa.
Correct.
But yung interest talaga came when nag-a-apply ako for college kasi I have an older brother who's a makeup artist now.
Yeah.
Si Juan.
Yes,
so,
of course.
So nakikita ko siya kasi he's also from Communication Arts in De La Salle. Nakikita ko siya coming home na may mga dalang tripod and all. So sabi ko, ano yan? Sabi niya, Com Arts. Yun yung major ko. So eventually, doon ako nag-apply. Pero yun yung parang mga una kong, kumbaga parang, kung sa nag-spark.
Parang first experience mo with the actual production feels, di ba?
Yes. Ganyan, But growing up, yung family talaga namin, ano talaga kami, movie-going.
Okay.
Oo, ano talaga, kami yung tipong nanonood talaga ng sine. So may ganun din akong, nagkaroon ako ng ganong exposure or awareness into that medium.
Correct.
At an early stage.
Okay. So, yun, parang you decided na, okay, I'll try to dip my foot into the waters of filmmaking, ganyan, di ba? And then, you said, nag-apprentice ka rin.
Yes,
so what came first? Mobile Fund or apprenticeship?
Mobile Fund came first kasi I made sure na bago ako nag-apprentice, I apprentice kasi under Mr. Roddy Lacap. Okay, so before po ako nag-apprentice sa kanya, I made sure na kahit papano merong foundation.
Yeah.
Yun.
Kumbaga, alam mo naman yung key light, di ba? Yung mga fill light, ganyan.
Yun. Kasi medyo, para at least yung catching up on set,
correct.
Medyo mas mabilis ng konti. Not to say na mabilis, napakatagal din yan na process, pero at least nakatulong.
Okay.
So, from agency, nag-PA ako, nag-PM, doon ko nakita lahat ng departments.
Yes.
Of course, di ba, doon mo makikita production design, cinematography, production management, sound, gano'n. So, sobrang clear to that day, PA ako, and I was working with Direk Yam Laranas.
Yes.
And then I asked him, I clearly remember, sabi ko, Direk Yam, syempre kapal na mukha ko, tinanong ko, ilang taong ka na po? Bilang PA, di ba? Tapos sabi niya, 25.
Wow,
sabi ko, oh my gosh. So, 25 years old, pwede ka pala maging cinematographer ng ganong age. Kasi at the time, Direk, ang mga kilala ko, mga si Mang Romy Vitu.
Okay. Sorry, hindi ko na kilala yung mga...
yung mga sila, Tata Joe Bata. Kaya, of course, you know them from, yun nga, sa mga credits. Kasi nga, nanonood ako ng mga pelikula nung bata ako. So, sabi ko, posible pala. Sabi ko, ganyan. So, sabi ko, pwede akong mag-jump from production assisting. So, namili ako direct ng department. Kasi doon ako na-expose
Okay.
Doon ko nakita.
Okay. So, hindi to yung parang so, gusto mong cinematography department because it was a conscious decision, not because something happened in your life that you felt like, okay, I feel like I want to be a cinematographer.
Hindi ganun, gradual yung sa akin direct. Because I know, growing up, mahilig ako sa mga technical, yung mga science, gano'n. Hilig ko yan science, and mga... One time na nag-interview sa akin, sabi ko, alam mo, hilig ako mag-observe ng tao.
Okay.
Yung mga ganyan, yun, yung how the light falls on you right now. Parang gano'n, yung parang kanina ko pa ina-observe while I'm talking to you.
Kamusta lighting ko? Okay naman.
Yun, yung gano'n direct. May gano'n akong parang... kumbaga default. Yun. So, sabi ko, parang gusto ko yun. Kasi nga, during thesis, nung college, ako yung nag-ooperate.
Okay.
Yun, parang, gusto ko mag-ooperate ng camera.
Okay.
Parang ganun.
Okay.
Pero ayoko mag-ilaw. Yan ang problema.
Right. Kaso parang 80% of cinematography is, di ba, painting.
So, sabi ko, go ko. As in, talagang, mag-aaral ako ng cinematography.
Galing. So, ano yun, di ba? Parang,
na.
A lot of people feel na pag sinayang cinematographer or cinematography, parang framing lang or camera or shooting lang, di ba?
Yes.
Parang syempre part of it is production design din, lighting din, di ba? And then it's a mix of art and science. Kasi sabi mo nga, parang ako, I also tried to, I guess, do cinematography works before when I was starting out. And then I feel like, masyadong science to for me. Hindi ko kaya. Parang di ba kay J.E. Tadena pa ako nagsumasama nun eh. So parang yung ilaw niya talagang measured, ganyan. Diba? So parang, okay, lipat na lang ako. So nag-apprenticeship ka kay Director Roddy Lacap. You think, syempre ngayon iba na, diba? Parang all the information before, matutunan mo sa set, sa mentor mo, and sa school, di ba? And now, all the information are online, di ba? Parang, not for anything naman, pero how do you think would the process of learning differ from before and now that all the information are on YouTube, di ba? Lahat nasa IG Reels na lang, may mga tips na on how to light your subject, parang ganyan, di ba? So, meron bang tingin mo mas proper way pa rin na dapat apprenticeship talaga kesa mag-aral ka sa YouTube, ganyan?
Sa akin kasi direct, ang laking percentage nung how you are on set, hindi lang yung skill, is yung how you deal with people kasi, your values, your ethic, di ba? Parang, and nakuha ko lahat yon sa mentor ko. Yeah. So, ang laking bagay sa akin ng mentorship. Yeah. Yung training talaga, from paano ka usapin ng crew, paano ka usapin ng director, when to speak, when not to speak, which is very important.
Yes.
I mean, starting out, talagang nakikita ko si Tito Roddy, isa sa mga natutunan ko sa kanya is, nagmamadali yung AD, wala pa yung agency. Tito Roddy, shoot na natin to. Hindi, tayo natin si Direk. Yan ang isa sa mga unang lessons na natutunan ko sa kanya. Yung mga ganon, yung decorum on set.
Kasi hindi lahat, parang hindi lahat by the book eh. Sometimes, kumbaga yung tinatawag na lang diskarte sa set, matutunan mo once you're in the set na eh, di ba? Yung how to go about things na hindi naman sinabi sa YouTube video na napanood ko gabi. Di ba? Yung mga ganun, di ba? Mga on-the-fly stuff. Matutunan mo when you're actually in the set already, di ba?
And I think I was fortunate enough to get my first parang work through, yung nakita nila ako as an apprentice.
Yeah.
So, ganun din yun yung parang naging...
Ganun din eh. Kasi, you're right. Parang, it's different when you just send your reel, and then, of course, reels will be always important. Pero, iba kapag nakita ka magtrabaho kaysa yung, magaling to, pero how does she work? Parang, okay ba nakatrabaho yan? Versus, okay naman siya, pero I know she's a hard worker, so siya na lang. Diba? Parang, may ganun eh, di ba? May ganun factor eh.
May nakausap ako recently na director, sabi niya, 2 lang daw tinitingnan niya, yung magaling tsaka madaling pakiusapan.
That's true.
Diba? 2 lang yun eh.
Correct.
Kasi kung magaling ka, tapos parang hindi ka naman team player.
Parang
ganun
of
yun,
course,
direct,
that requires another episode na lang with discussion.
Yes.
Ibang marami tayong pag-uusapan dyan.
Pero believe it or not, direct, hanggang ngayon, talagang yung relationship ko with my mentor, with Tito Roddy, sobra pa ring tight-knit. So every time I start, kahit yung i-offer lang ako ng isang project, tatawagan ko na siya. In fact, yung Kingdom talagang haba itong The Kingdom na huli ko pong ginawa.
Yeah.
Ang haba nung discussion namin over the phone.
Talaga? How you're gonna go about this?
Hindi, parang sinabi ko sa kanya, meron ako natanggap na pelikula, tas ganito yung premise niya, Tito Roddy. Monarchy, what if, world building, ganun. So I've never done that.
Correct.
Tapos parang sabi lang niya, kailangan mo siyang gawin. Wala kang choice kundi pagandahin siya. Noted po.
Okay po.
So ganun. Tapos merong isang pelikula direct na hindi ko talaga sana gagawin. Sabi niya, Sarte. Yun talaga kasi tawag niya sa akin, apelyido. Kailangan mo siyang gawin. Wag na wag mo tong palalampasin. Kailangan mo gawin sa career mo. Kailangan mo siyang makatrabaho yung actually yung artista ng pelikulang yun. Kailangan mo siyang makatrabaho. Yun yung Ate V na film.
Okay.
Sabi niya. Muntik ko na kasing hindi siya magawa.
Pero dapat ngayon, once in your career, at least na maka-work mo si Ate V eh. Dapat ganun talaga yun.
Sabi niya, napakasarap katrabaho ni Vilma. Sabi niya gano'n. Wag na wag mo itong palalagpasin. So yun, yung mga gano'n direct. Correct. May gano'n kasing na until now talaga, nakahawak pa rin ako doon. Sobra yung, yung ang laki nung naidulot niya sa akin.
Direct, now that you mentioned yung The Kingdom, di ba? Kamusta ang parang konting difference lang in terms of working on a film set versus working in an advertising set? Anong konting mako-compare mo sa lahat? Kasi ako, I've never done a film. I've never been in movie set. Puro advertising yung yung napupunta akong sets, diba, or shootings. Pero may mga kaibigan ng film directors, and nagkukwento rin naman sila sa akin. Pero never pa ako nakapunta sa set nila whenever they do a film. So, ano bang mga notable differences between the two?
Ang direct, of course, as you know naman, yung lagi akong conscious dito na when I get aboard, I know na ang haba nung pinagdaanan noon, ng approval noon, bago mapasakamay ko, di ba?
Yes.
So, it's short of saying, medyo hindi ako pwede masyadong, hindi pwede yan dito. Kasi ang haba nung, di ba, from the visualizer to the, to the pre-prod, up to na ganun sa akin.
Meeting na.
Yes. So, kumbaga, by the frame siya.
Okay.
Di ba, lagi nga natin sinasabi, frame nyo as boarded. Laging as boarded,
Yeah.
So, I remember attending si Miss Jem Lim, siguro may 10 years ago, nagbigay siya ng talk tungkol dyan.
Okay.
Yung, yun nga, yung what goes in a board, nag-attend ako noon. So, doon ko talaga naintindihan, bago pala mapunta sa akin to. Diyos ko po,
tama. Kasi ito yung mga things na hindi nyo na nakikita as camera department.
Yes, coming in sa tech meeting pa lang. Hindi naman ako nag-a-attend ng Although I make it a point sometimes direct to get the recording of the kung
Zoom.
may Zoom. Para lang naiintindihan ko going in the ocular or the text card. Okay. Gano'n pala. Bakit ako nandito? Yung mga gano'n. So, yun. So, meron na siyang gano'n na set of shots and all. So, very specific siya. So, in a way, medyo specific din yung tech requirements mo. Kasi, DALI, Magnum, diba? Technoframe, diba? May ganon. So, may ganon na siya na movement. Also, with the technical meeting with the director, with you, direct, diba? Yung treatment mo and all, very specific siya. Sa pelikula kasi, diba, narrative ang nagdi-dictate, diba? So, pag binigyan ako ng script, siguro, minimum of 3 times, siya to me na binabasa. Could be more sa Kingdom talaga, ilang beses. Yun, kasi ang daming details. Pero, yun nga, you read it muna and then read it again. Read it, tas parang iniintindi mo. Read it again, siguro for notes, and read it again bago kami magkita ng director. So, medyo mas interpretative siya.
Okay.
Yung ganon.
Okay.
Yung ganon siya. Kasi parang binibase mo lahat doon sa kwento. And sa akin parang bakit let's say, bakit ganun yung character? Bakit siya nakaupo ng ganito? Bakit yung may ganun lagi?
Mas may intent lahat di ba?
May intent. So may ganun siya na direct. In terms of
So this is more on how the DOP interprets the scene na. Hindi na siya yung tipong para ba nakita ni the director, how does he imagine the scene? More on parang DOP dictates na the feel ba of the scene? Or
direct? Kasi pag sa film kasi, it's director, DOP, PD.
Yes.
Ganon pag gumaganon sa set. Kayong tatlo kasi yung the keys, diba?
The triangle,
Of course, may sound and all that. Siyempre, consider mo pa rin sila. And the makeup, diba? Wardrobe. Pero, yun, kayong tatlo talaga yung gano'n. And depende rin sa style ng director. Kasi may director sa film na na sasabihin niya sa yung shot kung bakit niya gusto na may movement. Bawa, papasok siya dito, gusto ko may movement. So, ikaw yung mag-i-interpret ng movement. Okay, so paano ang movement? Dali ba? Anong budget ko? Kasi isipin mo rin yung anong budget. Kasi di ba, artist, businessman, lahat dapat ganun kayo. So, iniisip mo rin yun lahat. Yung ganun direct, yung very... open
Correct.
siya. Sa commercial kasi sa atin, in-approve na yun yung movement.
Pag sila yung dali sa frame 3, dali ka sa frame 3. Diba?
Or paano ba, from that point to this point, so kaya ba ng Magnum? Parang hindi Kaya ba ng Crane? Parang hindi rin alam mo yun, so alam mo na. So very,
correct.
So ibang skill set din siya in a way.
Pero it's nice that you can do both, no?
Yes,
maganda nakakatawid ka. Pero, paano nangyari? Sige, kwento mo sa akin direct. Like, you've been doing advertising, di ba? And then apprenticeship sa advertising world. First shoots mo, advertising projects also. And then, nagpelikula ka. How did you transition? Or how did that happen? Parang, ano nangyari? What was your first film, di ba? Ganyan.
Yung, alam mo, direct yung first film ko happened at age 25 din.
Wow,
di ba nung natanong ko si Direk yan?
Tapos
natanong ko rin si Tito Roddy. Sabi ko, Tito Roddy, anong age ka nag-start? Yung first film niya kasi Itim Mike De Leon.
Okay.
So sabi ko, anong age ka nun? 25. Parang lahat ng tao, 25 nag-uumpisa.
Tama,
So, ako naman, ayun ulit direct because they saw me on set with Tito Roddy. Tinawagan ako one day ni Leo Abaya. Napakagaling na production designer and director. So, tinawagan niya ako, sabi niya, kaya mo na to. Yun ang tinawag niya, Shane. May gagawin si Direk Jeffrey Jaturian. Kasi mag-friend sila eh. Sabi niya, may gagawin si Direk Jeffrey Jaturian. Kaya mo na to. Ano to? Ito sabi niya, movie, gano'n. I think that time, second movie ni Direk Jeffrey, the first, naka-work niya si Miss Lee, but then hindi ata pwede si Miss Lee for the second film. So, yun. So, natawagan ako for that. And that eventually became my first ever feature film. Ang title po nun ay Pila Balde.
Oh, okay.
At ang first day namin on set.
Nag-react ako sa Pila Balde, di ba? Parang na-obvious ako ng camera team natin. Parang, ba't alam direct yan?
Ano mo yun, direct? And then, Regal Films, ang producer. So, Jeffrey Jaturian. And then, first day, ang location namin, Cruz Naligas. Sa may UP.
Okay.
First day talaga, masusunog yung buong
lugar.
Kasi,
so that's the scene, masunog yung...
ng night effect.
Okay.
So sabi ko talaga.
First day at work, no? So may susunugin yung... Talaga ba? Hindi ba pwedeng talking heads muna?
So yun talaga yung unang eksena ng gabi na masusunog yung... Ako talaga. Ano mo yun? Tapos ang... Sabi ko nga, lagi ko ito sinasabi sa mga nagtatanong sa akin na kasi yung pagod na pagod ako nun direct, pag nung sinabing pack up, syempre pagod na pagod ka, parang na-survive ko tong first day. Pero talaga direct, tumatak sa utak ko. Sinabi ko talaga sa sarili ko, first day of the rest of my life to.
Correct.
So talagang DOP talaga.
Tama. Kasi napagana mo yun di ba?
Napagana ko siya. So like yun sinasabi sa mga nagtatanong na talagang may ganun ako na moment. That first day sa Pila Balde, pagka-pack up, sabi ko talaga, first day of the rest of my life.
Galing. And now, di ba? Parang look at naman ano nangyari. So, okay. What made you really push for it?
Ito talaga direct, walang halong as in honestly, nung nag-start ako at nag-decide ako na magiging cinematographer ako, hindi talaga pumasok sa utak ko na baka babae ako. Totally talagang, to be really, really honest, wala talagang ganon. Wala akong ganon. Kasi sa akin, filmmaking is hard enough na eh.
Correct.
So, yung may ganon na siya na parang, whether babae ka or lalaki, naman siya mahirap na siya. So, parang mas doon ko in-embrace na pareho lang naman tayong mahihirapan dito. So, di ba? So, tsaka, I was fortunate nga to be on a very healthy environment with Tito Roddy and his team.
Right.
Na parang na-accept yung ganong may babaeng nag-train.
Pero before ba, I'm just curious, before ba may konting I wouldn't say naman discrimination, pero may konting challenge ba to get in if you're a woman before? I'm not sure. I'm just a question if you ever experienced that in your career curve. May ganun ba?
Well, I wouldn't want to say na wala, pero Very minimal siguro, Direk. I think I'm one of the
luckier ones. No?
I mean, not to, yung mga nakaka-experience.
Right.
Hindi naman sa...
But at least ikaw, you never experienced...
Siguro, Direk, ang worst would be, nakakayang ka-work. Hindi ko mautusan yon.
Mas ganon, no?
May nagsabi sa akin noon, kasi may isang PM na sinabi sa akin na, alam mo, nire-reco kita kay ganitong director eh. Sabi ko, gusto ko siyang maka-work. Sabi ko gano'n. Kaso nahiya daw siyang utusan ka kasi babae ka.
So yun yung
worst na.
Correct.
Yun na yung worst na experience, na yun na feedback.
So,
I wouldn't know kung meron pa direct.
At least hindi siya yung tipong, I don't wanna work with her kasi I don't think magaling siya. Versus, nahihiya akong utusan siya. At least, they acknowledge na you're good. Nahihiya na sila utusan ka. Di ba? At least ganon, di ba? Pero again, it kind of worked against you pa rin, di ba? Meron bang time in your, I guess, in your filmmaking career, both in advertising and movies and films, di ba? Na parang, pagod na ako. Parang medyo... Parang okay na siguro ako. Pahinga na kaya? Or medyo tigil na kaya? Meron bang ganon na parang moment?
Wala, direct. Wala talaga. Wala akong ganon. As in, talaga to? Lifelong, hanggat people would need me or, di ba, kung meron, talagang mag-work ako until...
Hanggat kaya.
Oo.
Hanggat kailangan ng industry. Hanggat
wala
kaya.
Wala akong ganon, direct na... Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Wala po talaga.
No, I mean, I guess this is your calling talaga, di ba?
I also had the opportunity kasi to produce din. Kasi I was part of yung small company na Spring Films.
Okay.
Noong 2009.
Okay.
So, nung nag-umpisa yon kasama pa ako doon. So, I was
Okay.
able to produce 4 films with them. Spring Films is Joyce Bernal, Piolo Pascual, Erickson Raimundo. Ako yung pang-apat.
Okay.
Yun. So we did yung mga Kimidora. And then ang huli ko na involved was yung film with Inigo Pascual, yung niya. First nila, Antoinette Hadaone and Irene Villamor.
So you were the producer?
Yes, direct. Pero yung first 2, producer, DOP po ako.
Okay.
Kaya ako yun sinasabi kasi sobrang clear sa mind ko na DOP talaga ako by heart. Kasi medyo hirap ako dun sa
To be the producer.
Hirap na hirap ako sa set.
May konting dot ka sa ilaw. Lagyan.
So, yun. Kaya ako mas na-cement yung yung paninindigan ko ba na hindi, DOP talaga ako, yung ganon.
Okay, what else do you do? Like, sige, ano?
I practice yoga daily.
Okay.
As in daily, every single day.
Okay.
So, nag-start ako 2008. So, I've been practicing since then. Pero, of course, nung time na I go to a studio.
Right.
So, nung nag-pandemic, nag-start ako sa bahay na lang direct. So, yun. So, since 2020 until today, yun yung daily. Pero before, 3 times a week.
Anong meron sa yoga na made you fall in love with it? Parang, is that something na, meditative kasi yung stress ng work, na tatanggal when I do yoga? Is that something na you do it to really clear your head? Ganyan ba?
Yes, direct. Ang laki nung... Iba yung feeling kasi when you go to the set, tapos nakapag-practice ka. Kung may shoot kasi 10 minutes, I do a 10-minute practice in the morning. So, pagdating ko sa set, kahit anong tanong mo sa akin.
Kaya.
Yung
zen na zen.
Yung ganon. I think nakatulong siya.
Okay.
And then what else? Lagi lang ako direct nanonood ng movie, tapos I read. Yun, wala akong social media.
Correct.
Tama. So, yun, mas nagbabasa.
Direk, how do you find that balance? Kasi parang a lot of I wouldn't say naman a lot of the younger generations, pero parang kami, ako I'm a millennial. So parang lumaki kami before na in the industry, parang work is life eh. Di ba? Parang we find value na when we're busy, we feel that we are validated in our work, di ba?
Yes.
Parang gano'n eh, di ba? Pero syempre natutunan na namin yung work-life balance, di ba? Hindi na parang puro work dapat. Dapat may konting time for yourself then, and then detach ka ng konti para pagbalik mo, todo ulit, di ba? Dati kasi parang work. The busier, the better.
Pag hindi ka busy, hindi ka sikat. Parang ganun ba yan?
Di naman sa hindi sikat, pero parang you feel validated lang in terms of I can still parang may value pa yung work ko. Kasi I'm busy na maybe I'm booked or maybe I have projects going on. Therefore, they still need me. Pero sometimes people tell me also, "Hindi pare, value your rest kapag lean season, that's your time to focus on yourself and learn and improve more, 'di ba?" So yung iba na narinig ko, sometimes they try na to accept projects or really book a vacation to block off their schedules to recalibrate and then focus on their mental health, ganyan, di ba? Ikaw, Direk, how do you try to balance that? Kasi coming into this episode, di ba, we're talking kanina when we're having coffee, na parang you appreciate your lean seasons. Kasi nga, that's the time na you reflect and, focus on yourself. Ikaw ba, Direk, parang you really put maybe a week in your calendar na this is my time off and then hindi tatanggap ng projects dito and then tatanggap ako next week na. Parang, do you have that or talagang you'll just let the calendar flow and then pag alam mo libre yung schedule, that's when you try to book a flight, ganyan. How do you do that?
Mas ganun, Direk, the second one. Go with the flow lang talaga ako. So, hindi deliberate na unless talaga it's a family, di ba? Siyempre, of course, family.
Unless Christmas, di ba?
Or unless talaga nakabook na with family or with some friends.
Yeah.
Na, kasi may group of friends kami na we used to travel every Holy Week. So, unless ganon. Pero, talagang lang direct, kung may off, ayun, medyo...
That's when you put in the rest and then...
Pero ang rest ko direct minsan sa bahay lang eh.
Okay,
Nagbabasa ng libro, nanonood, nagka-catch up, more of pa rin, pero ganun pa rin, ano? Kasi nag-aaral ka pa rin.
Yun nga yung curious ko kasi parang, I'm sure, nagbabasa ka pero binabasa mo cinematography book, di ba? Ganun din, di ba? So, okay, sige. Direk, meron ka bang pelikula na you found it really challenging to work on? Kasi I'm sure yung The Kingdom sobrang hirap na kasi very periodic film di ba? Parang, was that the hardest film that you worked on? Or meron pang different film na...
In terms of scale, Direk, The Kingdom talaga yung pinaka mahirap sa na ginawa ko. So, tsaka very appreciative ako of the people I work with for that project. Talagang, kasi, medyo tumagal siya. So, yung team ko who stuck with me, talagang sobrang akong thankful kasi talagang hanggang sa dulo, walang iwanan to, parang ganon. So,
ganon yung katagal, ano yun?
Half ng year. Kasi pinitch sa akin ni Direk Mike Toviera, my director for the film. I think I got a call March na, Shani, gawa tayong film. Game, Direk. Gumanon lang ako, Direk. Wala akong idea kung saan to. Mali ko, di ba? Yung
correct. Nung una, susunugin lang yung buong scene eh. Ngayon, Kingdom na yung gagawin niya, di ba?
Tapos nung lunch tayo, pag upo ko doon, nag-pitch siya. Pagtingin ko, ay, may mga kaharian pala to.
Correct. Pero did it get you excited or did it get you fearful? Na parang...
Yes, because for the longest time, I've been wanting to do, hindi man epic, pero parang a film na ganun yung scale. Sabi ko nga, gusto kong gumawa ng historical, pero parang hindi ko alam. Kasi lagi akong tatanong, ano pang hindi mo nagagawa? Ano pang gusto mong gawin? Parang gusto ko naman gumawa ng historical, pero depende, laging ganun eh. Parang hindi ako sure. Pero sa akin, ayoko sana, sabi ko, mahina ako sa world na yan. Yung mga sci-fi. Kasi yung mga DOP na magagaling dyan, di ba? Yung mga i-create mo yun. Sabi ko, oh my God. Kasi Adelina Leong ata yung kausap ko. Sabi ko, ayoko naman world. Sabi ko, ganyan. Kasi may gagawin ako, parang ganito. I-reco kita. Sabi ko, teka muna, hindi ata ako confident sa ganon. Tapos yun ang napunta sa akin direct. world building siya. Pero ito kasi modern naman siya.
Right.
And I've been a fan of yung mga monarchies eh. Yun.
Correct. Fan
ako ng the royal family of UK. Yun, so medyo nasa interest ko siya. So in terms of scale, yes, ito yung pinakamahirap because of that. Kasi we started, nag-pre-prod na kami May, and then we started filming July, until November kami direct natapos, and then yun nga, nag-December. Pero prior to that, meron din akong very memorable na isang film na napakahirap din, yung Kailangan Kita, Aga and Claudine. This was 20 years ago. 2003, more than 20 years ago pala. Yun. Kasi major naman yung mga locations. Tsaka that time, direct medyo bata pa tayo.
Correct.
30 years old ako nun. So, medyo that time, syempre, at that age, medyo malaki yun para ibigay sa'yo.
Hindi ko ba, no? Kasi ako, when I started in advertising, and every time I would work with a celebrity, kaya first time, di ba? Kaya first celebrity work ko, ganyan. There would be an additional layer of pressure. Kasi syempre may agency ka, may client ka. Ito celebrity yung katrabaho mo, di ba? Parang lahat, di ba? Lahat tinasikaso mo. And ikaw, syempre, working on film sets, puro celebrities, actors, di ba? Iba yung advertising, kasi sa advertising, 12 frames lang yan, kaya ko na yan, di ba? Sa pelikula, you're gonna be with them for maybe a month, di ba? And then, script reading, everything pa, di ba? So, paano yun? Like, hindi ka ba na... kamusta lang? Kamusta lang experience mo na... Was that parang nakaka-intimidate ba siya? Or how do you go about it?
Well, kasi part direct ng work ng isang cinematographer, at least to me, ang understanding ko, is to take care of your actors.
Correct.
So, responsibility ko malaman, well, I make it a point to know saan yung lalakaran niya, ano yung floor sa set, ano yung shoes na susuotin niya, and then, yun, ano yung environment, yung workspace niya pagdating sa set. So, parang in a way, nagiging part ako ng team niya, in a way, di ba? So, parang, or I make it a point na, kakampi niyo ako, parang gano'n. I'm part of you guys. The makeup, the wardrobe, the whatever. Pag halimbawa with Ate V nga, kasi able to do 2 films with her, yung Everything About Her, and then yung MMFF 2 years ago, which is When I Met You in Tokyo.
Yes.
Yun. So, yun, pagdating ni Ate V, ano kasi siya, aminado naman siya, old school si Ate V Yung pag dumadating, umiikot sa set. Nag-greet sa lahat. Yung naalam niya sino ang PD. Maski sa commercial direct Nag-hi siya sa lahat.
I've worked with her sa advertising.
Yun, ganon siya direct. Who's the director, who's the ano. Hanggang sa sound, kay Tito Rudy, mag-hi yan. Ganon, tay, ganon. Pag pumasok yan sa, let's say, tent niya or lounge niya or whatever, parang I give it lang a few minutes and then pumapasok na ako.
Okay. And
so, tinitingnan ko na, I think, ano pa rin direct, in fact, even before they arrive, tinitingnan ko na yung itsura nung kung saan yung standby area niya. Tama ba yung ilaw kung walang dalang makeup?
Tama.
Kung may ilaw yung room? Tama ba yung color temp? Yung mga ganon, those details. Kasi details. Part yun ng ano ko, ng duties ko. Prior to the set. Pero pagdating sa set, meron kaming rule na pag pumasok ang set, pag nagpa-actors in kasi ang actors in would come from me
Okay.
From the DOP
Okay.
Shane, pwede na magpa-actors in, hindi pa po. Kasi, let's say, mga ilang, alam for The Kingdom, ang layo ng pinanggagalingan ni Bossing.
Correct.
At si Bossing, hindi naman siya, sinasabi sa akin, bigyan mo ako ng time, sinasabi sa akin ng AD, kasi si Bossing, pag tinawag, syempre, hindi naman yun yung tatayo at gano'n. Syempre, ano pa yan?
Of course.
Yung may buwelo pa yan. So, 20 minutes bago ka magsabi na actors in, pakisabi na po sa akin kasi that's the time patawag. So, medyo may ganong...
Okay, may ganong layer din.
So, pag nagpa-actors in ako at pumasok ang artista, pumasok ang director, tahimik na lahat. Walang magsasalita.
Tama.
Stop working because we were given the opportunity already to work.
To set up the lights and make sure everything's okay.
Yes. Siguro kung may konting tweaks, kasi wala naman tayong stand-in na, di ba, direct dito. I mean, meron, pero Unlike Hollywood na eksakto
Yeah,
talaga ng
exactly talaga.
face.
Skin tone, height,
Diba?
dapat perfect. Tama.
So, pag pumasok siya, teka muna, may konting ganito. So, may konting adjustment.
Okay.
Pero very minimal. Yung ninja moves kaming lahat. Kasi
correct.
pag pumasok yan sa set, ano na yan nasa character na yan. Hindi
Right.
sila bumibitaw, direct eh.
Tama.
So, walang magsasalita. Yun ang difference ng film set versus
sa atin.
at commercial.
Sigaw.
Na feeling ko, in a way, medyo nadadala ko sa advertising, na pag dumating yung artista sa set, wala na talagang, walang maingay, walang sisigaw, walang maghahanap ng kung ano, yung ganun. Kasi nandyan na siya. Yung, bigay mo na yung space.
And I think that's a discipline that would be beneficial to the advertising world also.
Yes,
Dapat, makakatulong
medyo
siya, no? Maganda siyang discipline. Would you say na nasa old school pa rin yung way of decorum mo sa set?
Yes, direct. Old school talaga ako eh. Yung ganon, yung maski sa pag-work, yung in-camera lahat.
Correct.
Yung kung kaya mo, halimbawa, kung may spill, ay, gubuhan. Alam mo naman na mawi-window mo yan sa, di ba, sa
hindi usay yung fix it and post di ba?
Medyo hindi lang ganon direct yung
tama
training,
naman. I don't think naman there are DOPs now, even the young ones, who would rely on post. Parang I'm sure naman, lahat naman talaga in camera. Pero I think that's a good discipline din na nanggaling ka sa the foundation that is really strong already, na nadadala mo until now, di ba? You think ba direct na yung career mo as a cinematographer or working in both films and advertising really transformed your life?
Yes, direct. Oo. Kasi parang, hindi mo sinasabi ito na yung buhay ko kasi syempre, parang sabi nga nila, trabaho mo siya, hindi mo siya buhay. Di ba ganun yun?
Yun nga eh.
Oo, trabaho, yung shooting,
pero
trabaho
sometimes
siya,
ang hirap ihiwalay, no? Minsan kasi parang you're a cinematographer and then you feel like, as a cinematographer, ganito na yung perspective mo sa mga bagay-bagay, di ba? So parang, minsan hirap ihiwalay, di ba? Pero, again, you were saying.
Ano kasi siya direct, parang magkaganon siya. Kasi di ba, mahirap ituro ang cinematography. I think sa directing din naman ganun eh. Kasi di ba, taste siya direct,
exactly,
di ba? Taste siya eh. Di ba nga, medyo cheesy, pero how you view the world, di ba?
Correct.
Di ba, may pagkaganong
yung
perception
that's your film
mo.
language, di ba?
Yun, di ba? Siyempre, since babae ako, iba rin yung perception, di ba? Parang iba din yung how I view this topic or ano. So, iba yung interpretation mo. So, sa akin kasi magka-ganon direct. So, kung i-connect ko lang din, halimbawa, pag nag-travel, if pala rin tayo at makapag-travel, syempre, yung isa sa priorities is pumasok sa museum, yung mga ganon. Yung ganon, parang ganon na siya, magka-ganon siya. Hindi ko siya mahiwalay direct, yun ang ibig ko sabihin. Hindi ko mahiwalay yung...
Yun nga eh, parang yun yung goes back to my question a while ago na parang parang integrated na yung work sa life.
Yes.
So sometimes you're not working technically on set, pero your mind is working as a cinematographer. Kasi minsan, papasok ka sa museum para mag-relax, pero utak mo, ilaw ng painting, di ba parang di mo mahiwalay eh.
Hindi talaga. Kasi siguro nag-enjoy tayo direct.
Baka nga,
Baka
no?
gano'n.
Baka
Tsaka
ganun.
sobrang kwento ko lang direct, nung awards night, nitong December. So, kasi since naka-work ko si Aga for a film, so nakita-kita kami dun sa waiting area. Tapos, siya konting kwento. At saka ganyan ako, sabi ko, ang ganda ng salamin mo, ha? Kasi ang ganda talaga nung eyeglass frame niya.
Yeah.
Ang ganda naman ng salamin mo. Sabi niya, DOP ka.
DOP ka talaga.
Oo ba? Nandito tayo para enjoy. Hindi, ang ganda kasi. Ano ba yun?
So, direct, sige, kakabig lang ako. Paano pala nakuha yung bosses mo as a cinematographer? May mga ganun, di ba? Parang may mga sinasabi sila na, kunyari lang sa advertising, obviously, ganito yung project, pang kay ganito yan. Di ba? Or ganito yung project, para kay ganito yan, kay direct ganyan yan. So, siya yung bibid ko or siya yung DOP ko for this project. So, ikaw ba direct, meron ka ng masabi mong, ito yung boses ko, this is my style of cinematography. And how did you find it? Parang
Actually hindi ako yung direct, hindi ako yung kumbaga nag-declare. Parang it's not, I don't wanna say pigeonhole kasi parang medyo yun, pero starting out, parang medyo napupunta ka sa mga ganong klaseng boards, di ba? Let's say yung, ano ba yung mga pangbabaeng boards?
Kuya mga beauty, hair, ganyan, di ba?
Beauty, hair. But eventually, I mean, parang kung nagiging senior ka na, nabibigyan ka na ng mga beer.
Correct.
Di ba? Yung mga hindi na rin eh. So, okay na. Pero in terms of, kumbaga, yung style, I guess, feeling ko direct, parang meron lang akong way of shooting na feeling ko yung mga I think, yung directors or the producers would, parang ito bagay dito. Parang ganun yung nangyari sa akin. Hindi ko talaga siya, ganito ako mag-iilaw. Yung hindi siya naging conscious on my part. Parang nag-flow lang talaga siya eh. Pero ang sa akin, specifically, I try my best lang to light in a way na inobtrusive. Tama ba yung term?
Yung hindi alam na inilawan, parang gano'n.
Hindi well, I'm hoping ganun yung na hindi siya mukhang ilaw. Not to say madilim, pero hindi mo alam kung saan ang gagaling.
Correct.
Parang gano'n. Yun yung parang lagi kong gusto ma-achieve pag nag-iilaw.
Correct.
Kaya ang tendency ko would be to use larger units na malayo than maliit na malapit.
Correct.
Yung parang ganon, to be specific about it.
Direct yung curve mo in cinematography has been very, very colorful. Tapos parang, syempre, hindi mo na maiwasan na ma-incorporate yung the way you see life as a person and as a cinematographer. Diba? Minsan na-incorporate mo na yan. Yung career mo ba as a cinematographer nakatulong to understand yourself in a deeper level? I don't want to sound very profound, pero parang, did it somehow help you shape who you are now in life?
Direct, I guess ang pinaka-ine-enjoy ko sa work ngayon, besides yung work itself, the technical aspect, tsaka yung creative aspect, yung collaboration. So I guess ang pinaka-rule ko talaga is be a team player, yon.
Yeah.
Sobra akong conscious about being that person on set. So which means, maski sa outside work, ganun din, yung madali kang pakisamahan, yes or no lang, maski simpleng, Shane, pwede ka sa, friends lang.
Yeah.
Uy, labas tayo, pwede ka sa Tuesday, yes or no lang yan, di ba?
Correct.
Walang mga,
oo nga, diba?
Walang,
tama.
yes or no lang. Tsaka kung pwede ka.
Yeah.
Walang flake, yung show up, di ba? So, ganon. Ganito rin. Sa shoot din naman ganon eh. You have to be a reliable person for you to last long.
Totoo,
to me,
Totoo,
reliability, direct
parang ang dami nga ituturo sa'yo ng set sa buhay no? Parang,
na parang feeling ko, yung skills na tututunan, pero yung pagiging ganon, medyo mahirap ata. So, medyo dapat ganon ka na, how you were brought up.
Brands or clients will hire you for your skills, but what would make you last in the industry is how you are as a person or how you work as a person, di ba? Because parang sabi nga nila, may isa akong kaibigan from an ad agency who told me before na parang lahat naman magaling eh. Diba ito naman lahat magaling? Pero I'd rather work with this person kasi at least siya, masarap katrabaho.
Yes,
diba? And madali kausap versus magaling din, pero sisigaw, magagalit. Diba? Parang, so sometimes there's that balance between skills and I guess ethics or personality rin, diba?
And sa direct, ako rin when I choose my team, yung DOP team, the operators, gaffer kasi ever since siya na talaga. And then, key grip. Yun mas umiiral yung how they are on set rather than yung
skill level
Oo, diba? Mas ganun ako. Kasi ako direct yung mapansinin pa naman ako.
Okay.
For example, hindi naman sa for example, pag dumating ako sa set and then I like na ano na, kasi tinawag ka na, in other words, bayad ka na, di ba?
Correct.
I mean, so to speak, di ba? Pagdating mo sa set, medyo ano ka na, di ba? On the
dapat work mode.
work mode ka na. So, one time, share ko lang direct, dumating ako, tapos yung camera operator na nabook for that project, nakaganon. So, may nag-game siya.
Yeah.
So, medyo
noted.
Noted. At nung pag dumating ka, yung tuloy pa rin.
Correct.
Parang ano nangyari.
Yeah.
Sa akin kasi, dumating ka na eh. So, trabaho na tayo.
Kumbaga, umaandar na yung metro.
Yes, umaandar na yung metro. So, ganon. So, pagdating sa pagpili ng team, ganon din eh. Mas umiiral yung decorum.
Correct.
Kumbaga.
Correct.
Yung ano mo, yung
tama.
okay ka katrabaho, tahimik.
Tama.
Tsaka yun, yung medyo tahimik.
Mas gusto mo tahimik kaysa yung madaldal or maingay, loud on set?
Well, hindi naman, pero it would help sana.
Preference rin.
Preference.
Tama. Direk, ano yung pinaka-biggest life lesson that you learned in working as a cinematographer that you still apply now in life?
Pinaka-importante sa akin yung respect, Direk. Respect sa set. That would mean arriving on time. Respect din yan for others, di ba? Kahit sa meeting, di ba? Yung kahit Zoom lang yan, di ba, Direk? Nandun ka na, let's say, 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
Parang ganun,
Very important.
Diba?
Very important.
Respect for others. Tapos, kahit na anong position din niya di ba, Direk? Kahit anong position din niya sa shoot. Yun, parang pantay-pantay lang din.
Saka, Direk, ano yan? Parang sabi nga nila, which goes back to our point a while ago, parang, and kinukwento ko rin sa mga kaibigan ko, yung team natin ngayon, kinukwento ko lagi, na parang, sa totoo lang, my goal naman, ako as a person, my goal in this industry is not to become, or not to be known as the best person or the best director that ever existed. Obviously, I'm not gonna be that, diba? Like, real talk lang. I'm not gonna be that. Pero I want to be lined up to be one of the nicest ones that they were able to work with. Kasi parang lahat naman tayo tatagal sa industry because magaling, di ba? Or may bubuga, may offer pa in the industry. Pero I want to be lined up to those who are nicer and magaling makisama sa mga tao. Kasi sa totoo lang, from staff number 1 up to staff number 99, you guys all work together naman to achieve one goal di ba? Wala naman dyan isa na gustong papangitin yung project Lahat naman yan gusto to achieve one goal. So parang you have to treat them with equal levels of respect kasi role nila yun and they do it in such a full effort and such a good job in performing their role. So iba lang role mo sa role niya, di ba? Pero yung utility, ibang role niya sa cinematographer. Pero ginagawa niya yung trabaho niya as a utility, 100%, di ba? So, dapat yung level of respect para-pareho. And I think, nai-apply natin yun outside the set, di ba? Na parang, hindi naman lahat ng tao sa mundo, director or cinematographers, di ba? Or whatever. And we all go through life in our own paths. And lahat yan, they're doing their best to cross their path or their road or to go through life 100%, di ba? So I think that's something that is very important nga, yung respect lang to other people.
Yes, sir. Tsaka coming in the set, parang, I know hindi mo dinadala yung problems mo on set, pero syempre each person has a backstory, di ba? So parang, di ba, hindi pwedeng pangit yung araw niya today, yung ganon. So parang nandun din yung yung respect na, di ba, parang yung kung ano yung ginagawa niya, bawa naglalagay siya ng table, parang inihintay kong matapos siya.
Before yung, ano ba, bilisan mo dyan? Correct,
or hintayin ko talaga. Yung patience din. Tsaka direct, i-connect ko lang din yung respect sa work. Kasi parang, yung work ng cinematographer din, kasi ang laki yung bigat ng responsibility na ikaw yung nagpapakita sa audience nung trabaho ng lahat ng tao, di ba?
That's
diba?
true.
So, ikaw yung nag-frame na parang, in a way, parang kahit pwedeng choice mo ipakita, let's say, itong background na to na tinrabaho ng setman, nilinis ng utility,
Correct.
'di ba? Pina-approve ng location manager.
Totoo.
'Di ba yung responsibility na yon, ikaw yung nagpapakita.
You're right.
'Di ba? Whether, 'di ba? So focus siya, defocus siya, parang nasa iyo din, 'di ba?
Correct.
So parang ganon, you respect everyone's work.
You're right. It never crossed my head. Kasi ako, when we talked about respect, parang respeto sa tao as a person.
Yeah.
Pero I never really looked at it that way na parang respeto sa work.
Yes.
Diba?
Parang you-acknowledge.
You're the one
the
actually showing everyone, and that's your way of acknowledging everyone by framing it properly or making the whole feel of the material look good because that's your way of showing respect to everyone.
Yes, galing. Kasi alam mong grabe yung, kasi coming from the kingdom, grabe yung tinrabaho, let's say, ni Nestor Abrahena, yung aming production designer. So, di ba, kung ito lang yung ipapakita mo.
Correct.
Di ba? Versus
tama,
yung ganon, yung you always show the best side of each department.
Right.
Kumbaga,
Galing. You've done cinematography in how many years? And I'm sure you've experienced a lot of things. Problems, good things, celebrations, and setbacks, di ba? In all of those, what are you most grateful for? Kasi ako, I always tell my friends also na parang, I'm just really grateful to be here kasi I'm doing what I do and I don't think I can do anything else in life but to be filming and telling short narratives and stories and to hold the camera and work with the most creative and talented people. And I'm very grateful for it, that I can do it, di ba? Especially do it for a living. Ikaw, Direk, what are you most grateful for in your how many years of career as a cinematographer?
Sabihin ko na direct 27.
Okay.
Sabihin ko, tama ba? 1998 ako nag-start.
Okay.
Mag-solo. So, tama ba math ko? Ayun.
Mga ganun.
Most grateful ako to know early enough na gusto ko maging cinematographer. Hindi ako nagkaroon po ng try ko muna magganito. Tapos, hindi ko type, lipat ako sa ganito. Parang, I'm grateful to have started to train as early as 21. Na, yun yung start ko ng apprenticeship at age 21. So, I'm very grateful for that. Kumbaga, parang, hindi ko sinasabing wala akong na-waste na time, pero, ang laking bagay kasi to have known that, yung alam mo na. Alam mo na agad kung ano yung gusto kong mangyari sa akin.
Tama, no? Kasi a lot of people would say, medyo lost pa ako eh.
Yes,
parang I don't
mga
like what I'm doing now. Soul searching pa. Pero tama ka na you were able to find your calling at such a young age and you were able to take concrete steps towards that already. Early on, di ba? Kasi iba parang, of course, wala namang too late to start, di ba? Parang some people, I started in advertising para mga 27 years old yata, 28, parang ganyan. I was a photographer before. Swerte rin ako na parang after graduation, I wanted to become a photographer. And gets ko na yun. I transitioned to filmmaking lang eventually. And I think considered blessing rin yun na I was able to find that passion.
Tsaka magka-connect.
Correct, connected yun. Pero parang hindi na ako dumaan ng accountant muna before, or di ba, parang whatever, and then I suddenly wanted to become that. And then I feel like may dilemma na parang tatalon ba ng freelancing kasi parang stability of a day job I'll lose that stability. And then mahirap na kasi kunyari, may responsibilities ka na, di ba, suddenly, parang ganun tayo, we were able to jump into that boat early on. And yung second year, third year, fourth year natin, nandun na tayo. Di ba? Parang ganun. So, I think that's a really good blessing also nga.
Yes, direct. Tsaka I'm grateful for, not to brag, pero yung upbringing, the way we were brought up as kids by our parents, ganun. Tsaka yung, I'm grateful, ang dami kong pinapasalamatan. I'm grateful that I was exposed early to kasi medyo nalilinya ako direct sa mga, let's say, beauty or mga ganon. Kasi, alam mo yun, yung ability to appreciate beauty.
Correct.
Yung medyo na-instill sa akin yun ng bata pa. Because growing up, medyo side kwento, growing up kasi, since yung brother ko nasa ganong industry din, si Juan, as in lumaki ako na ang daming magazine sa bahay na Vogue, Allure, lahat, Cosmopolitan, lahat. So lahat yun talaga nakita ko early, as in bata pa ako. Medyo na-expose na ako. Na-expose na ako. Mga 90s, parang bata pa ako, kilala ko na yung The Trinity. O sino yung The Trinity? Yung ganon. Sino yung mga models yan? Yung mga ganon mga kwento. So, parang pagpasok ko ng advertising, medyo alam mo na yung itsura.
Advantage
diba?
na diba?
Medyo advantage yun na alam mo kung paano, di ba, appreciate of the human face, di ba? Yung parang gano'n. Sabi nga nila, if you can light the human face, you can light anything. Sabi, may nagsabing gano'n.
Okay. So you think lighting the human face is the hardest?
Yes,
okay.
So medyo
more than a burning village. May laban din. More than that, talaga human face ang pinakahirap.
Pero yun, punta ako sa gano'n na doon ako gusto ko yung gano'n, yung how to light faces, yung gano'n. So, medyo maaga yun sa akin na-instill.
Kaya naging second nature mo yung beauty,
I
diba?
think so. I don't know. I think so. Yun sabi nila, ayoko na ma-declare. So, grateful din ako, of course, kung kanino ako napuntang mentor. Kasi ang laking, napakaraming naituro sa akin ni Tito Roddy. Sa dami, meron mga yung talagang tumatak sa akin. And one of them is, sinabi niya talaga, early on, when you choose a gaffer, pumili ka ng makakasabay mo na sa pag-ano. And true enough, yung gaffer ko, si Ver, we started talaga, sabay kami. And kami pa rin, I haven't worked with any gaffer since. Tapos sabi ni Direk Dindo Martinez, alam mo, konti lang ang ganyan sa industry. Sila lang nga ata sabi niya.
Yung talagang tag team, no?
Oo, kasi nung time yun yung parang medyo sinasabi ko rin sa mga up and coming na hanggat kaya mo, wag kang hihiram.
Okay.
Wag kang, kasi senior, not to, hindi naman sa, para baka kumonti yung work nung kinukuha. Pero you choose someone na you will grow with. Diba? Yung parang pareho kayong natututo. Kasi yun yung sinabi sa akin ni Tito Roddy, huwag kang kukuha ng senior sa'yo. Alam mo kung bakit? Pag hindi mo na alam ang gagawin mo, baka mga mote ka sa set, sorry for the term, anong gagawin ko? Ilaw mo yan, magiging ganon. Hindi ganon ang DOP.
Correct.
Nasa yung, sa kanyang execution, but the idea should come from you.
Right.
I mean, ikaw ang nakakaalam ng emotion ng story. Ikaw ang nakakaintindi ng intent ng director. Bibigay mo yun sa kanya as a gaffer, siya yung mag-execute. So, sa'yo galing yung idea, hindi sa kanya. Always yan.
Okay,
So, do not choose someone
na magiging baliktad yung role.
Oo, na parang, oh my God, anong gagawin ko? Na nangyari kasi nung una kong project, kaya ako sinabihan, unang-una kong project sa advertising, ang kinuha kong, kasi nagpresenta siya, itong si Neil, of course, everyone knows Neil Daza, the great cinematographer.
Yes.
Ako na lang gaffer mo.
No way. Talaga?
First project, si Neil Daza yung gaffer ko. So parang okay naman kasi close naman kaming dalawa. And I mean, I'm so grateful na, siya, yung parang kind enough, generous enough to have helped me on that project. Pero yun na nga, parang, oh my God, Neil, anong gagawin ko? Alam mo yun, yung parang, may mga, baka magkaroon ng ganon.
Correct.
So, how will you grow?
Correct.
So, yun talaga sobra akong grateful kasi, sinuwerte.
From day one kayo magkasama.
Day one, from that sunog.
Galing.
Wala nang sunog na yun, hanggang ngayon kami.
So, nung nailawan niyo yung sunog, sa inyo, okay.
First day
ito na yun. Ito na yung gaffer ko forever. Naitawid to. Literal trial by fire, di ba?
Tsaka bago lang si Vernon, lang siya nun parang dolly operator ata.
Galing.
So yun. So yun yung mga...
Ako direct, while we're here, I'd also want to tell you who I'm grateful for also. Since
yes,
we're,
please.
Since of course you know these people kasi we work in the same industry. Ako, I would be grateful to all the cinematographers who helped me grow in the industry. Kasi parang as a young person who doesn't know a lot of people in the industry, tumulong sila sa akin to build my reel, di ba? Yung mga production designers who accepted pro bono projects
Yes.
na parang para makabuo ng reel si Paolo, yung mga DOPs na tumulong paganda yung projects ko para gumanda yung materials. And mga production houses and producers also na sige, bigyan natin yung chance yan, baka up and coming, whatever. Diba? Kaya nakabuo din ng reel, and thankfully, I'm still around, diba?
And will be around.
Oh, and we'll be around,
so
hopefully.
Many years.
Pero of course, I always tell this naman, nag-apprentice ako kay Sid Madrazo.
Oh.
And more than being his apprentice, we became really good friends. And until now, whenever I have dilemmas or life updates or anything, hindi na nga about shooting ang pinag-usapan namin eh. More on life na. Kasi parang, I guess we transcended that relationship na apprentice and mentor. We became really good friends na. So, I still update him once in a while on what's happening. He would still check up on me on what's happening in overall lang. And I'm very grateful na he was there. You were mentioning a while ago na you were blessed to be around a very good cultivating group of people when you were starting out. And ako, I'm also grateful na I was introduced to Sid when I was starting out. Kasi he was able to guide me navigate lang in the industry up until now. Of course, he's changed as a person. I have changed as a person. We both evolved differently. Kasi, syempre, when I started to do my own projects, hindi ko naman na siya katabi the whole time. Pero parang na-incorporate lang namin with each other yung how he is now, especially na he moved to Palawan, di ba? Nag-pandemic, nag-iba yung mga mindset ng mga tao. And then now, ganun lang, nag-guide pa rin niya ako in his own little way on how to go about it. Kasi minsan, I'm a very sensitive and personal person na every time, reality naman to ng work natin, na every time I lose bids, I sometimes feel bad. I would still take it personally. Kasi syempre, not a lot of people know na ang role ng director or ang job ng director is not only shooting and taga-sigaw ng cut. Parang we work on treatments, we work on a lot of things to get a project. And when you lose a bid, that sort of goes to nothing na. Parang learning experience na lang yun, di ba? And sometimes may mga bids na pinagtrabaho mo talaga, 2 weeks mo inayos yung treatment, inayos mo yung timetable, everything. You really focus on that. And then you will lose. Of course, I would understand if you lose, diba? And sometimes I would really feel bad about it. And then sometimes I would call Sid parang, pare, talo yung pinag-usapan, talo. Parang nainis na ako. I feel like I wanna quit already. And I feel like maging cruise ship photographer na kaya ako. Mas malaki pakita. Whatever, di ba? Parang ganyan. Malaki tips, ganyan. Pero sabi niya, ano ka ba pare? Kung hindi para sa'yo, hindi para sa'yo. Kung ang learnings dyan, ganyan-ganyan. Just go through it. Know your value. The fact na you were considered to bid for a project, it means they actually looked at you and, they think you can do the project. So, may mga ganon. So, grateful ako na I still have access to him.
Malaking bagay, no?
Diba? Na parang yung mentorship talaga is very important.
Yes,
And, I just wanna, I guess, celebrate si Director Sid now in this episode kasi grateful talaga ako sa kanya. And of course, to all my friends who's helped me make this career path happen for me and pave the roads for me to be here. I'm very grateful for that.
Laking bagay kasi, yung may call.
Totoo, diba? Totoo. So, Direk, I guess, final few words. Parang, anong mabibigay mong piece of advice, obviously, to the next generation? Na you mentioned you have an apprentice, and then I know a lot of people are asking naman, how can we go about this, career path? We also want to be like you. Ano mabibigay mong advice sa kanila?
Sa akin, the most important is to learn how to listen. Yun. Listen, as in, papasok yung pagiging yogi ko, being mindful. Kasi importante yun eh. So, kahit hindi sa set, but sa pang-araw-araw na buhay, di ba? So, ako the importance of listening is one. Hindi lang listening, active listening.
Correct.
Di ba?
Not just hearing.
Not just hearing. Talagang iintindihin mo. Hindi lang sa work eh. Maski sa family, di ba? Yung di ba habang kumakain, pag may nagsasalita,
Correct.
na isang family member. How was
Correct.
your day? Ganon.
Correct.
Talagang yung very participative
Correct.
sa Sa akin napaka-importante nun kasi kung hindi ka marunong makinig, hindi ko alam kung paano uusad ang mo. Ako very basic listening would also entail yung very practical na just put down your phone, 'di ba? Sa set, sa daily life kung kailangan ibaba yung phone. Diba? Lalo sa set.
Tama.
Talagang hirap ng...
Kasi a while ago nakita mo, di ba? I have 100 plus
know,
messages.
Kasi that's part of work yun Pero sa akin kasi yun yung number one. Dapat talaga marunong kang makinig.
Correct.
Be a good listener. Active listener.
Yeah. No, but I understand, of course. I mean, work aside, di ba? Parang the fact na, kunyari, you're with someone and then kausap mo and then suddenly you're gonna browse on Facebook. Di ba? Parang... What's the point, di ba?
Kasi for example, inaya mo ako mag-coffee, pero magkita tayo, Kasi ako pag, let's say ganun, ako, though mahirap, I try to just put your phone away, di ba? Na wag mong tingnan, unless he can I just need to, di ba? Pero yung talagang, sana di ba?
Tama.
Di ba? Yun, so yun yung parang pinaka,
Listening is very important.
Listening and being mindful. Talaga, of your surroundings. Ang laki kasi ng tulong sa akin, Direk, yung paano ko na-apply sa set, yung how I light people, is hinuhugot ko talaga how I observe.
Yeah.
Diba? Like ngayon, yun nga, yung katulad sinabi ko kanina, how the light falls on you right now. Diba?
Parang, na-observe mo na.
Na-observe ko na yun. Kanina pa, na may ilaw doon. Diba? Diba, white yung wall sa likod mo. Yung ganon.
Napapangiti yung camera team natin, parang, oh my God, tama ginagawa natin.
Hindi, yung ganon, yung very observant lang. So yun. It's part of listening kasi.
Yeah. Alam mo, that's very true. Aside from, that's very important with work, parang that's very important in life talaga. And sa totoo lang, just now, I'm realizing na parang, sometimes I'm not an active listener. Sometimes I tend to tune out and not pay attention to the person in front of me because I was already thinking of something else. Di ba? Parang I should learn from you. Na, parang dapat yata I become more an active listener than just, hearing, di ba? So, okay, that's something I should improve on.
Kasi minsan, direct pag, let's say, may sinasabi, ang thought mo, ano yung next?
Yeah.
Di ba? Yung...
Correct.
Diba?
And then what's the point of communicating pa, di ba?
Maski sa meeting, sa tech meeting, di ba? Parang...
That's true.
Lalo sa tech meeting kasi sa Zoom, di ba? So talaga kailangan makikinig ka na lang, di ba?
Tama.
Makikinig ka na nga lang.
Kaya nga nagkaroon na ng process sa tech meeting na parang after I discuss the board, I would ask each department I have a question. Hindi tipong, any questions? Sabay-sabay kayo magsalita. Parang, okay, si AD muna, direct, any questions? After yan, okay, camera department, any questions? Then PD, and then props, di ba, everything. Tapos after nun, costing na. Pwede mo bang EP? Pwede mo bang dagdag yan? So,
which is a good practice, actually.
Parang, kasi ang hirap sa Zoom di ba? Parang, pag sabay-sabay, nagsalita ka, hindi ka pala narinig kasi may kasabay ka. Parang ganun.
Tsaka ngayon, di ba, parang syempre naka-off na lahat. Unlike yung una, naka-on pa. So, hindi mo talaga nakikita.
Yeah. Who's listening and who's not.
Pero kahit pa paano, you have to read the room pa rin
Correct.
Yun nga, when to speak and then when not to speak.
You're
diba?
right. Tama.
So, parang,
parang,
any questions? Direct.
Yeah, react agad, di ba?
Nagre-react agad yung parang, teka muna.
Tama.
Ako pa nahihinga ko muna parang, saan ba to? For example, kasi kung babat-in ako, kasi anong nangyayari, ang DOP, nag-pre-prod na kayong lahat, di ba? So, we are actually the last people to be on board, di ba? So, parang, I guess, minsan hindi yun naiisip na sabihin. Parang pinapakaramdam ko, location ba to studio? So, parang ayokong magtanong agad. Tapos parang pag may nag-mention na, direct sa location, ganyan. Okay, location to.
Yeah, gets. Tama naman.
Active listening and reading the room, di ba?
Correct. Tama.
Ganon yun Hindi yung, location ba to studio? Yung gaganon ka kaagad. Parang noise.
Tama.
Noise agad.
Tapos bisa na, nasira pa yung flow of thought ng everyone because suddenly may out of the blue.
May gaganon.
Tama.
Respect. Ayan naman.
Which brings us back to respect. Tama. So, yun lang.
Nako.
Oh, okay yun. Direk, maraming salamat for
thank
making time mo. I'm sure you're really busy. And na-realize ko when we were discussing about being respectful and being mindful and being an active listener, na-connect ko lang na I was able to observe you also, of course, that we were talking in this episode, na whenever I speak, you really try to listen and understand what I'm saying. And when we discussed na at this time, on this day, we will meet sa coffee shop sa baba, you were really on point na you messaged me at that time. You were there already. So parang, I'm so glad that I was able to experience how mindful you are and how respectful you are in life. Coming to this podcast episode. Actually, even when we worked last time in a project, parang I was really impressed on how professional you are and how like the set was. And hindi nga sila nagkamali na parang, the Direk Shane Sarte is, you know, talaga, to tell you honestly, parang I was sort of really intimidated when I first had the chance to work with you, diba? And I was very open to that when I told you that. And at least ngayon, medyo na-break natin yung ice, medyo let's try to work more together, hopefully. Pero yun, I'm really grateful that you took time to film this episode with us.
Thank you, Direk. Thank you for having me also.
Salamat. Thank you everyone for listening. I hope you were able to learn something from this episode. Do not forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media pages. There are so much more episodes to watch out for, and see you on the next one.